Welcome to Amigohits, 1899, Season 1, Episode 2, The Boy. Episode 2 of 1899 begins with Larson experiencing a horrific vision. He faces his family home and sees the whole place burn to the ground. His wife and 3 daughters still inside, as we find out later in the episode. This is actually part of Larson's horrific past, and it's something that's haunted him for a long time. Thankfully, this nightmare is mercilessly thrown aside by Maura's voice whispering for him to wake up. Things are about to get a whole lot worse though. The ship's compasses are completely awry, spinning out of control, while a communication comes through with 2 words: a sink ship. Could it be that this mysterious child is connected to everything going on? While the workers down in the engine room contemplate whether this child is actually a werewolf, Larson interrupts by asking Oleg, one of the workers, about the coal. He wants to find out how much they have, but it needs to be kept quiet from everyone else. He's still hearing that strange German singing, and he's struggling to keep it together. It turns out that dripping wet man from the previous episode is called Daniel Solis, and when Maura sees him outside the cabin lurking about, she notices he looks familiar, but she can't place him. "I'm your broken bar neighbor," he eventually says before slipping away down the hall. Yup. Not weird at all. Inside, that mysterious boy is awake and he silently hands over the black pyramid to Maura. At the same time, Angel lurks about and finds Crester, the third-class man from the previous chapter who asked for Maura's help. He hands over the tobacco box and slips away. Cove questions Crester and reminds him that he promised her something, after experiencing some spookily realistic visions involving his family. Larson snaps and immediately confronts the boy, demanding to know what happened on the Prometheus. Maura pulls him off and eventually kicks the captain out, but Larson is not thinking straight and shouts in the hallway, telling Maura about the destroyed telegraph and his visions. Daniel slipping round the corner is enough for Larson to leave. Maura does the same, clearly distrusting of this stranger, but he casts a knowing glance at the boy on the other side of the cabin. While Mrs. Wilson continues to stir interpersonal drama, referring to Ling Yi, our Japanese passenger, as an exotic little bird and testing the Frenchman's resolve. Jerome, one of the men from the engine room, and Clemens, the French newlywed woman, exchange an ominous greeting on the deck, seemingly recognizing one another. In the wake of this drama, the passengers are encouraged to meet up on deck, assembled by the captain. However, en route there a few more strange clues pop up. The carpet on the first-class deck appears to be the same symbol that we've been seeing, a triangle with 2 lines through. There's also the subject of this colorful bug too, which leads a girl from 3rd class up to the deck, where Daniel is waiting for her. "I'm sorry," he says ominously. Larson makes a bold decision and decides to turn the ship around, towing the Prometheus back whence they came. The passengers are livid and want no part of this, objecting against this madness. "I've made my decision," the captain says plainly, and leaves. Even Maura is against this idea, until she sees the message from the company, along with the strange letter sent regarding X's family. He's more convinced than ever that all of this is connected. As the episode closes out, the 3rd-class passenger is found murdered. But as Larson looks, we zoom out to see all the passengers on monitors, seemingly being watched by someone. The episode review: the mysteries continue to deepen, but this episode does a great job of fleshing out the supporting characters and showing that everyone here has secrets. All the passengers have a specific purpose and each appears to be running from their past. Maura is obviously looking for her brother but can't go back home again, fleeing her own demons, while Larson, as we learn this chapter, is haunted by the tragedy that befell his own family. It's a really interesting dynamic and in many ways, helps to add a bit more depth to this series. However, with a murder on their hands and the captain potentially facing an insurrection. It remains to be seen exactly how this will play out going forward. Thank you for watching Amigo Hits. Please do like, share, subscribe.